investment advisor.
One of the things that I love most about this show every week is I get to profile people making an impact in the community, people with a fascinating story of starting a business, entrepreneurs like Adam Grossman. Adam is a Northwestern and NYU graduate, and you are the CEO of Block 6 Analytics, a unique sports entertainment and media sponsorships analytics company. Adam, welcome to Get Down to Business.
Hey, how are you?
Fantastic. It's great to have you over here. So let's talk a little bit about how you are working closely with brands, leagues, teams, athletes, properties, and agencies, and providing them with the critical data and information to allow decision makers to, I guess, make the best decisions. Tell us a little bit about your work and what you do.
Yeah, you just gave a really great summary, but we're a sports sponsorship technology and analytics company. Basically, we created a web-based platform where if you're a buyer or seller of sponsorship, you can get in very close to real time the value of that sponsorship. So if you're selling a sponsorship, you're able to communicate that value to a sponsor or corporate partner in ways that use the best technology and use the best possible modeling techniques. If you're a buyer of sports sponsorship or entertainment sponsorship, you can see which sponsorships are working most effectively for your brand in terms of what's generating revenue and how is the sponsorship helping to meet your goals. The idea is that if everybody's speaking the same language and understands what's going on, then everybody can make more money.
Fascinating. So, Adam, you are a Northwestern alum, and now you're a professor in the sports administration master's program at Northwestern. That must be a real hoot of an experience. But, Adam, what led you into this? Clearly, you love sports, but now you actually, and I could tell you love your job. What led you into this path of launching Block 6 Analytics?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the idea of exactly what you just said, is I had always had a passion for sports. I actually played soccer at Northwestern, but I didn't know that much about the business side of sports until I went to business school, and then I interned for the Washington Capitals, which is the National Hockey League team based in Washington, D.C., and it was, from what I was learning in business school and what my passions were, I realized there was an opportunity to combine both into a business. And I realized while I was in business school that entrepreneurship was a path that I'd be interested in. And being able to be your own business, to shape your own products, to make your own decisions that have an impact, and to be able to work in the industry that you love is a unique opportunity. And, I've been fortunate to take advantage of that opportunity, but also, it's been a lot of hard work, as everybody who starts a business or everybody who's probably on your show will attest to. But, it's really identifying an opportunity, taking advantage, taking a risk on putting my skill set and leveraging my connections and my contacts in order to be successful, and then really spending a lot of time and energy and effort executing on the strategic vision that I have. And the company is definitely not perfect, and nor is my story the only story or the best story for being an entrepreneur. But, I think there's some key themes that if people are thinking about entrepreneurship or thinking about a career in sports, there are some key themes that can resonate with both of those types of people.
Block 6 Analytics, fascinating story. So you are a Chicago-based business?
Yes, we have our headquarters in Chicago, and we also have an office in New York. I'm actually in New York right now looking at the Empire State Building.
Oh, fascinating. Very, very cool. So, Adam, speaking on the business side, and I've got some more questions for you on that in a moment, but speaking on the business side, is there anything that you know now that you wish you knew when you got started in business that perhaps you could share as a tip for some of our young entrepreneurs that might be listening this evening?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is the importance of communication. We're from the name, you can see Block 6 Analytics, which would seem to be numbers-oriented, technology-oriented. But if you can't communicate about the idea in ways that resonate with your customers, with your employees, with anybody who is interested, and in particular with investors, then it's going to be really hard for you to articulate, why they should buy the product, why somebody should invest in you, why somebody should work for you. And being able to clearly communicate, even if it's something where there's a new technology or a new way of looking at an industry where, the competitive point of differentiation is the fact that you are thinking differently about a product or a service offering. You can't have a communication strategy that resonates with all the different audience types and clearly articulate what you're trying to accomplish and how what you're trying to accomplish makes things better I think is something that's important. In particular, when you're first getting off the ground, there's an inherent risk that somebody gets by potentially working with a new company, right? There's an old saying, and this is very much out of date, but nobody gets fired for going with IBM. Nobody gets fired for going with the industry standard. So if somebody's going to take a risk, they have to be able to clearly communicate why they're taking that risk. And you have to be able to clearly communicate not that this is a cool product or an interesting insight, but how does this specifically benefit the person who is taking the risk? How is this going to make them look good in their job? How is this going to make them be able to do their job better? And that's something that rather than focusing on the innovation or the coolness or showing them people potentially what they should be doing, showing people how they benefit from being involved and having a relationship with you in some form is absolutely critical. And I don't think I understood that as clearly then as I do now.
Very interesting. Adam Grossman, the founder of Block 6 Analytics, and you've certainly learned quite a bit, and you are now running a successful business operation and proving the point that there's a lot of business behind sports, and you're certainly doing some fantastic work. Adam, how can our listeners find out more about the services that you provide and learn more, perhaps to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, block6analytics.com. That's SIXanalytics.com. We're also at Twitter at block6analytics. You can check us out on Facebook at block6analytics. And if you want to email, me specifically, it's adam.grossman at block6analytics.com. And if you're interested in learning more about the company more generally, info at block6analytics.com.
Fantastic. Adam Grossman of Block 6 Analytics. We'll be sure to follow your story and check back in with you here and Get Down to Business. But speaking about focus, and that was a great tip from Adam, we will be talking about focused telephone calls as your business tip of the week. That's coming up right after this quick break here on Get Down to Business. We'll be right back.
Great